Sciatica SOS review. Does it really work? Scam? My sciatica issues started up from a pretty mundane accident. I was out in the neighborhood and one of my students, I'm a high school teacher, that I have a good mentor-student relationship with, invited me to skateboard with him and his friends, despite my protests that I hadn't done a wheelie in years. It all seemed in good fun, so I got the board and proceeded to injure myself when I landed on my back. What I wouldn't realize until later is that a mixture of posture, some neglectful weightlifting, and then this incident all compounded into me developing sciatica. This was over a year ago, and the pain was absolutely intolerable. At first I just relied on pain medication and yoga stretches to help temporarily alleviate the symptoms, but it got to the point where I knew I was going to have to deal with my sciatica at its very source if I wanted to be rid of it for good. This sort of mentality and my willingness to constantly research new treatments, comes with the training you get becoming a teacher, lead to me Glenn Johnson's treatment for sciatica. I'm going to go through as much of the program as I can in order to give an honest review to anyone else considering it. Sciatica SOS is a pretty new protocol from www.sciaticasos.com, compiled by everyday average man, Glenn Johnson. That's right, he's not some sort of doctor nor does he pretend to be one. Instead, at 44 years old, or young as he refers to himself, he mentions that he was diagnosed at age 41 with sciatica. He says his sciatica was keeping him from living a normal life with his wife and son, making him unable to play sports with his son. This program was born from him getting frustrated with his sciatica still hanging on strong despite a few years of chiropractor trips and medications. What is the program? I'm going to paraphrase, sum up what the program is in my own words, although if you go their website, a lengthy video from Johnson himself will explain it in his words much better than I can. This video provides audio and video of the book's creator, Glenn Johnson, explaining his goal with the program and how it works to treat sciatica. If you would prefer to read a text version of all the information, you can check that out here. The book is primarily focused on a natural sciatica treatment from the Nepalese people. Glenn explains that it wasn't until one of his wife's friends introduced him to her all-natural recipe for a certain type of tea that he began to see serious results in his sciatica. Sciatica SOS comes with the recipe for this tea and an explanation for how exactly it works. And I'm not going to lie, at first, when I read this it sounded a bit unbelievable. I wasn't quite ready to hit the BS button yet, but the story of someone foreign is a bit of an overused trope. But is it overused because it gives you plausible deniability, or because other nations are less reliant on modern medicine and only use natural cures, which, for them, can be very hit or miss, to solve their ailments?
More info. This treatment revolves around Glenn's friend Z and her natural treatments for sciatica, but it's important to note that she didn't come to him presenting a solution to sciatica. What she offered was a tea that specialized in doing one important thing, relaxing his muscles. At an extremely alarming rate, even 5 minutes or so later and his legs were completely relaxed. Sciatic pain is typically caused by damage to your nervous system, particularly it being overactive. Treatments that can help relax your nerves will therefore be effective in numbing, dulling, or stopping sciatica. However, it's not common to see natural ways of forcing your nerves to relax. That's where this program gains an advantage. Sciatica in and of itself is curable, but how you go about it matters a lot. If you choose to rely on the pharmaceutical companies, you're in it for the long haul. You'll have to keep buying expensive treatments that are designed to only last as long as you keep taking them. Or at least, this is Johnson's central argument in favor of using his program to resolve your sciatica for good through natural methods. How does it work? The treatment is designed to release tension in your joints, muscles, tendons, and nerves that are being built up every time you experience jolts of pain caused by sciatica. The medicine aims to heal the afflicted areas, rather than just strengthening the muscles but not fighting the source of pain. This sort of treatment is very typical of Nepal, whose people typically go for both mental and spiritual benefits in their treatments. pharmacies are not at all about your spiritual, mental health, rather focusing on just your physical health and even treatment of symptoms rather than causes. Synthetic drugs simply aren't designed to be one-stop shops. Book breakdown. Step 1. Education. The start of the book is pretty typical, just explaining what sciatica is, why it's so common, and what sort of pain is actually happening when it begins to affect you. Step 2. Elimination. This is where the solution to sciatica is actually presented, as well as a guide to easily incorporate it into your daily routine. It's as simple and quick to read as it is to implement, with Johnson saying you'll see a serious reduction in your sciatica after just 1 week.